seems to be good data on one side, the concerns over Syria on the other. Which is winning out?
At the moment, it seems to be fractionally the data, but certainly the Syria situation has the potential to worsen significantly. Like you just mentioned, Obama got approval from the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, but the tone of the sort of statement was guarded, wasn't it? They said they were looking for military action in a limited and specific manner. But I mean, I can see several problems, very immediate problems that would arise from any kind of attempt at an attack on Syria, even if it's not of the boots on the ground variety, which seems like very, very unlikely. But for a start, Syria has reasonably sophisticated Russian-bought ground-to-air and shore-to-ship missile defense systems. Also, the fact that the Iranian negotiations, the sort of back-channel and negotiations between the US and Iran that have been seemingly progressing recently, they would immediately be cut off given Iran's relationship with the Syrian regime. And then you've got Russia's interest in the region. But so far this week, we've had some very good data. We've had the ISM new orders, which pointing to better times ahead. Over 60, the number came in. And also, PMI series in UK and Europe, both pointing to better times.
And throw into that mix the ECB today, of course, the Bank of England today. What is Draghi going to do now?
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought very little, but he's going to want to talk down the prospects of recovery probably a little bit and get people's feet on the ground as much as is possible. How much that is possible, I don't know. I mean, central bankers, as we know, don't have complete control over borrowing costs. Long end or short end, to be honest, but he can do his best, I guess. But it does feel like the European and the UK economy are both starting to enjoy recoveries that seem to be a little bit more sure-footed, let's say.
But no change on stance from Carney, I imagine, right?
No, I would suspect not.
And what grade would you give Mark Carney so far?
Yeah, I mean, we've asked this before. I don't want to give a specific grade, but so far he seems to have done well. But I think the important thing to remember is that central bank forecasters are no better than anyone else's. And also that central bankers don't have complete control, even if they have to pretend that they do, over the yield curve. That's been proved as much because, as much as Carney was saying that we're not going to raise rates for however many years, the bond market started to think a bit differently already, just because of the tone of the data.
Is the UK equity play a good one from now to the end of the year, though?
It's very difficult, isn't it? Because the UK equity market doesn't actually speak to the UK economy particularly. It's mainly sort of Asia and the rest of the world, given where the banks and the miners and the oil and gas industries seem to face, which are the major sort of players in the UK market. But certainly the more domestically focused areas of the FTSE have been of interest to us for about 6 months now. And I think, the leisure sector, some of the retailers, even some of the UK banks, which are starting to look like a bit of a better investment. We've just put Lloyds into our portfolio, for instance. But these are sort of all worth a look at, I think.